Hello, and welcome to Calculus Lesson 61. Today we are playing games with f, f prime, and f double prime. The idea is this. They are going to give us some initial conditions, and we're going to try and describe the function that they're describing. So let's jump right into it. We find, given that f of x equals ax cubed plus b, and the graph of f passes through 225 and f prime of 3 is 81, we are asked to find a and b. The idea is this. We are going to describe this function using some information we have about f and some information we have about the derivative. So, let's get started. Your first step would obviously be to plug in any point. So using this star piece of information, I'm going to plug this point in here. So I have 25 because f of x is going to be your y value. X will be your x value. So that looks like 25 equals 8 a plus b. Now, that really doesn't help me because, you have two variables and one equation. So let's try smiley face equation, or a piece of, that's a creepy smiley face. That one's also creepy. All right, we know that the derivative at 3 is 81. So I can take the derivative of this function, which is 3ax squared. The b will go away since it's a constant. We know it's a number eventually, so when we take the derivative, it's 0. Now, if I plug in this initial condition, it looks like 27a is 81, or a equals 3. With that piece of information, I can plug it back into the star equation and find that b, 25 equals 8 times 3 plus b, so b equals 1. And now I have a and b. So they wanted us to find a and b. We're done. Let's try another one that might be a little bit more challenging. Here again, you're noticing the relationships between these different functions, okay? The function itself, its derivative or its slope, and then its concavity or its second derivative. This tells us a lot, right? Oftentimes things are so interrelated, but we don't even see it. It's like the physical realm and the spiritual realm. Sometimes you don't see how closely intertwined those things are, but things going on in the physical realm will affect things going on in the physical and spiritual and physical and vice versa. Let's try this one. The function f is a real quadratic function. So what does it mean that it's a real quadratic function? It means that all of the coefficients are real numbers. And since it's quadratic, we know it has this form. Ax squared plus bx plus c. So that's 3 variables we have to find now. And they tell us that it goes through the point 2, 9, and it goes through the point 0, 1. And the slope of its graph, or f prime of 2, is 6. So 3 pieces of information. We also have 3 variables, so that's perfect. Let's start by using this one. Why do I like this one? We'll use the box equation. Because x is 0, and it automatically lets me solve for c. So it looks like c equals 1. Now I'm going to use that in all my other equations because why not? I already have that information. So no need to ignore it. Okay, so c equals 1. Now I'm going to use this guy next. We'll do wavy amoeba equation. So f of x is 9. I'm going to plug in 2 for x, so that gets me 2 squared, which is 4. We already know that c is 1. That should be. Okay, does this help us? Not yet, right? Because we have 2 variables, I can't solve anything. So let's do triangle equation. I'm just doing this to be funny, but also so that you can see where I'm getting this information from. F prime of 2 is 6. So what is f prime? Well, that looks like 2ax plus b. Then I know that if I plug in 6, x is 2. Now this one also doesn't help us, but it gives us now two equations in two variables. So I can step over here a little bit and solve the mustache. So if I bring this one over, I have 8 equals 4a plus 2b. Here I have 6 equals 4a plus b. If I subtract the second one using elimination, I have no other colored markers. We'll just throw the minus signs there. 8 minus 6 is 2, 4 minus 4 is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1. So b equals 2. I can plug into either of these equations and see that a equals 1. Now, they ask us in this problem to find the equation of this quadratic. So, in this case, over here, I just had to find a and b. Over here, I have to find the equation of the quadratic, so I actually have to plug in a, b, to x, and c. So that is the quadratic that goes through these points and has a slope of 6 when you plug in 2. And that, my friends, is problem set 61.